Hello, all of you. In today's class, we will learn about one of the most important document of a company, that is Memorandum of Association. So, we will first begin with the meaning of Memorandum of Association. So, Memorandum of Association is the most important or fundamental or principal document of the company. A company cannot be registered without a memorandum of association. That's why MOA it is also called a life-giving document. As company can't exist without preparation of memorandum of association. And memorandum of association is the charter or the constitution of the company. It defines the powers and objectives of the company as well as the scope of operations of the company beyond which it cannot operate. That means, in simple word, apart from the powers and objectives of the company, the purpose for which the company has been formed, what are the do's and what are the don'ts of the company, that is also specified in memorandum of association. Now this memorandum of association it must be signed by 7 persons in case of public company and 2 persons in case of private company, and anything done beyond what is stated in memorandum of association will be treated as ultra vires. Ultra vires means anything which is beyond the legal power or authority, that is termed as ultra vires, the things which are done without power and authority. So that's why company they are supposed to perform within the scope that is mentioned in MOA, and all the company they should religiously follow all the clauses that are mentioned in memorandum of association. On the next topic, we'll go through all the contents or clauses of MOA. So there are 6 clauses in memorandum of association, and we'll begin with the name clause. So in this clause, the name of the company is stated, and that is done while at the time of promotion of the company. And the company can select any name subject to the certain restrictions. And what are they? The proposed name should not be too identical or similar to the name of any existing company. The name should not be objectionable under the provisions of the Emblems and Name Act 1950. The name should not be objectionable in nature. That name should not mislead the public. We should not keep a name that should mislead. Suppose you have kept a name, the herbal company, but even you have kept the name as herbal company and you are manufacturing all the non-herbal products. So that is a misleading one. The name should not include the word cooperative, because we are knowing that the term cooperative is meant for which type of organization? It is meant only for cooperative societies. So that's why companies should not include the word cooperative in their name. Then the name should not convey any link with the government department or local authority. That means we can't keep a name like Prime Minister's company, Presidents of India company, Chief Minister's company. These name can't be kept, or Railways company, because these names they convey link to the government department or local authority. And last is that the name of the company should word with the word limited in case of public company and private limited in case of a private company. The next clause is a registered office clause, And this clause, it is also known as situation clause or domicile clause. And this clause mentions the name of the state in which the registered office of the company is to be situated. That means in this clause, company has to mention the name of the state in which their registered office is going to be located, and the exact address of the registered office must be filed with the registrar within 30 days of incorporation of the company. That means after getting the company registered, they must file the exact address, because prior they can file only the name of the state in which the registered office is going to be situated or located. But after incorporation within 30 days, they have to mention the exact location, exact address where the registered office of the company is located. Then next is the object clause. And this object clause, it is the most important clause of MOA. It is a core clause of Memorandum of Association because defines the main purpose or objective for which the company is established. For example, in case of NTPC, what is the main purpose or objective? Generation of electricity. So every company in their MOA, in their objects clause, they have to mention what is the purpose for the formation of the company, what company is going to do. And the company is not legally entitled to do any business other than specified in the objects clause. If, for example, in NTPC, objective is generation of electricity. So NTPC can't go for distribution of electricity because it is not mentioned in MOA. So this object clause, it is further divided into two parts: main object and other object. And other object, it is also known as subclause. Okay, so main object, so it contains the main objectives for which the company is established. Means what is the main business of the company? In case of NTPC, what is the main business or main objective? Generation of electricity. And any essential or incidental act which is needed to accomplish the main objective is deemed to be valid, even if it is not explicitly stated in the subclause. That means if NTPC they want to generate electricity, it is the main objective. So for that they need to bring coal, they will wash coal. Okay, then other processes are also there. So whatever activities are required, so any essential or incidental act which is necessary for accomplishment of main objective, it will be deemed to be valid one, not void, even if that is not stated in the subclause. Okay, then second is the other clause. So apart from other main objective, whatever other objectives are there, it is included in the other objects. So this subclause includes those objects which are not included in the main objects. If, for example, NTPC, when they produce electricity, so here we are using thermal power technology. That means we are using coal. So NTPC generates lot of fly ash also. So maybe if NTPC they want to produce fly ash bricks at its own, and it is to sell it. In that case, it will be termed as a subclause or other objects. Company where aluminium is produced. So we are knowing that aluminium, the raw metal uses bauxite. So in all the aluminium company, they used to get vanadium as their byproduct, vanadium. So this vanadium, it is used as an alloy in many of the other industries. So for many company like Balco, production of aluminium is a main objective. But apart from aluminium, they're also selling vanadium. So it will be included in the other objective. But for that, what company has to do, it has to either pass a special resolution or pass an ordinary resolution and obtain approval of central government. Now, if the company they are doing or they are initiating a business which is included in the sub clause, so for that either they have to pass a special resolution. That means what is special resolution? Company they will put a proposal in the meeting, and in order to get the proposal passed, 75% vote is required in favor of the proposal. So any proposal which required 75% votes in its favor to get passed in the meeting, that type of proposal is known as a special resolution, where it requires more 75% or more votes in the favor. So if any business that has to be done that is mentioned in the sub clause, it first of all it has to be passed through a special resolution in the meeting. And if a special resolution is not working, in that case ordinary plus approval of central government. Now what is ordinary resolution? Simply voting will be performed, and in case more number of votes are cast in favor of the proposal, it will be passed. We don't see any percentage, just highest number of vote, more number of vote. तो प्रपोजल की फेवर में अगर ज़्यादा वोट आ गया इट इज़ पास. वी डोंट सी 20%, 30%, 3/4, 1/4. So whatever is there. So but apart from this ordinary resolution, it also requires approval from central government. Then only they can perform the business which is mentioned in the subclause. Then next is the liability clause. So liability clause defines the liability of the members of the company, and it is limited to the amount of unpaid on the shares held by them. That means simply the liability of the members are limited to the unpaid value of shares. For example, if a shareholder has purchased 2000 shares of rupees 10 each, that means 2000 into 10 he has to pay. That means 20,000 amount is to be paid by the shareholder to the company. And if he has paid rupees 8 per share, that means 2000 into 8, 16,000 already he has paid. So 20,000 is supposed to be paid and 16,000 has been paid. So what is the due amount? It is only 4,000. So in event of losses or failure of the company or winding up of the company, the liability of the shareholder will be only up to rupees 4,000. Beyond this, he could not be called upon to bear the losses. So more than that, his liability doesn't exist. So that means liability is limited to the value of the unpaid value of shares. Then fifth is the capital clause. So this clause specifies a maximum capital that is known as authorized capital also, which the company will be authorized to raise through issue of shares. That means what is the maximum amount of capital that company can raise through the public. That is known as authorized capital, the maximum capital of the company. And why it is known as authorized capital? Because it is the capital which the company is authorized to raise through the issue of it is a maximum capital. इससे ज़्यादा वो पब्लिक से पैसा नहीं ले सकता. It is a maximum capital which a company is authorized to raise or collect through issue of shares from the general public. And it must be noted that company can't issue share capital in excess of the amount mentioned in this clause. That means a company can't issue share more than the authorized one. कि जितना authorized capital है या तो उतना ही वो ले सकता है या उससे कम लेगा, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं ले सकता कभी भी पब्लिक से. एंड लास्ट इज द एसोसिएशन क्लॉज. सो इन दिस क्लॉज the signatories of a memorandum of association state their intention to be associated with the company and also give their consent to purchase qualification shares. So in the association clause, the signatories of MOA they state that they are having the intention to be associated with the company, and they also give consent that they are going to purchase the qualification shares of the company. Now, what is qualification shares? Minimum number of shares one should purchase in order to become the director. That means those who are the signatories of MOA, they become the first director of the company. And MOA, it must be signed by 7 persons in case of public company and 2 persons in case of a private company.